So this morning I'm taking a tour of the east side of the park. Now this is an area I did not get a chance to look at last year, mostly because it was raining every single day of the trip. And as a result, this is not an area you'd want to go because these are all dirt roads and there's a lot of clay in them. And the moment it rains, it becomes like a thick, sticky peanut butter. And even with four-wheel drive, even with, you know, a lifted vehicle, even with good tires, it's not gonna be good. So it's kind of cool to be able to check this area out since I haven't been here before. Just kind of scoping it out. I don't know that I'm gonna be spending any time over here actually taking any pictures on this trip. It might be something I save for next trip. But part of going on these trips is sort of scouting for future trips and kind of getting ideas on where to go and when and all that sort of stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna do this afternoon, but I do have quite a long drive here because it's a pretty big loop to go around. It's pretty wide open over here. So I've driven a big chunk of what I'm going to be doing today. It's basically a big loop that's formed by two different roads. And the skies are quite blue here, but over in the main part of Capitol Reef, the skies are still quite cloudy over there. And I think a lot of that's because there's some mountains to the west of Capitol Reef, and if there's any sort of unstable air, it kind of kicks some clouds up, creates a little bit of rain, creates a little bit of snow. So just something to keep in mind. And I'm really hoping that tomorrow, as the weather forecast shows, is going to be blue sky, because that would allow me to expose some film. But it's been pretty fun here, checking out the Cathedral Valley area, and now I'm working my way back to Highway 24. And I'll head back to the main part of Capitol Reef, do a little more hiking and see what else I can find. Several hours have passed and I came back to more of the western side of the park, and it's really sunny out there today. There's a little bit of clouds. I revisited one of the locations where I hope to hopefully shoot a photo tomorrow morning. Kind of looked at it for a while, kind of try to figure out what my composition is going to be, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. But now it's kind of wandering around some other areas, and I'm at the foot of a giant waterfall right now. And definitely wouldn't want to be here if it was stormy. But the really cool thing about Capitol Reef is that if you see something, chances are you can probably get there. So I kind of followed a side canyon to the point where it kind of was a dead end, but then found a way to scramble up and got up to the base of this waterfall. And I can see some, a few footprints here, but I don't think a lot of people go up here. But such a cool area and such a fun place to explore. And I'm just gonna keep wandering around and see if I can find any other subjects to kind of keep me busy in the next few days here. So it's been a really long day today. A lot of driving, a lot of scrambling around. The weather was very cloudy in the morning, but it did clear up a bit in the afternoon, but there's still just enough clouds just to kill the reflected light, and the wind was pretty strong. So it's definitely a very challenging place to work in that regard. The good news is I did find a subject that would be pretty good in the afternoon. It's not amazing, but it's definitely worth exposing at least one sheet of film. I did set up my camera and try for it today, but there's just too many clouds moving around. I just wasn't getting there, quite the reflected light that I was going for. I know some of you might be thinking, like, I'm in this beautiful area and I didn't even bother taking a photo today. I think a lot of that's because I'm just kind of planning for stuff that I can shoot when the weather does get a little bit better, which hopefully is going to be tomorrow. And hopefully I'll be able to expose some film. But this is the reality of landscape photography, especially in a place like this in Capitol Reef where it's highly dependent on the weather. And I really do hope that tomorrow is going to be a good day. Hope I'll be able to expose some film, because if I shoot another maybe 1 or 2 solid photos, I think I got a good enough feeling that I can kind of call wraps on this trip and say that I've done my best on this year's spring trip. So we'll see what happens, but now it's time for dinner, so I'll see you all in the morning. If you enjoy this ad-free content and want to help me live my dream, a voluntary contribution of just $24 a year helps keep my gas tank full and my film freezer stocked. For more information on how to support me and my work, please visit the donation section of my website at benhorn.com/donate. I also have books and prints available on my website. You can find a direct link down below in the show notes. Thanks in advance for your support.